Hello, Beat Baseball World. Welcome back to the Beat Ball Blues Show. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I am Neil, DAWG. Here with me is the most powerful man in beat baseball history, Seth Bam Bam Clark. How you
Neil
like that with the
dog.
new headset? How you like
Okay.
that?
Yeah, you sound good, man. You sound good. Actually, it sounds a lot more stable. I'll have to put some bass in my voice so I come across a little bit more clear and stuff
You're
like
not
that.
as girthy and manly as me, Seth, dog.
Not have that high pitched sound too much. So it is I, Bam Bam. Here I am. But what's up, boy? How you doing, man?
I'm well, thank you. But I do need to start the show with a little shout out to the third member of our team here at the Beatball Blues Show, Frank Porter. His stepfather passed away this week, and it's somebody he was very close to, very close member to him and his family. So he's going through a tough time yet. People are still hearing music on our show this week because he's hanging in there and helping us out. But man, Frankie, our thoughts are with you, and hope you get through your tough times, brother. So, quick shout out to Frankie. Thanks for his hard work. This week, Seth Dog, we got the Long Island Bombers here with us. Team that was
Oh,
around back when we were back still players. People knew who we were as players.
all
My friend
right.
Steve Guerra, our old teammate Danny Fapiano. People are familiar with that. But here with us from the Bombers is Ted Fass, Fass, and Alex Barrera. Welcome, fellas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greedy.
So,
Greedy.
which one of you has been with Long Island the longest?
I founded the team with Steve.
Oh, okay, Ted. So, give us a little background, like when you got involved, and how that all started.
One day I got a call in my office. Girl answers the phone, says, Steve Guerra's on the phone. I go, who? She goes, Steve Guerra from Beat Baseball. At that time, I had no idea what Beat Baseball was. I picked up the phone. Steve was chatting with me for a while, telling me a little bit about baseball. Got me very excited. Chris, I was a Little League player before I lost my sight when I was 11. And I was very excited to get out on the field and, find out what beat baseball was all about.
A very familiar story for me. I like to say I lost my eyesight at 10 and 11, 12. So it was like 1 month before I turned 11. Uh, when you played Little League, what was your favorite position? You know what I mean? What do you do in baseball?
I played third base and pitched. Was real small for my age. I was a leadoff batter, laid down a bunt, stole second, stole third, stole home.
Younger generation doesn't even know what you're talking about. It's like, what?
Healing.
You didn't strike out or hit a home run? What do you know about baseball?
What caused you to lose your sight?
I had a tumor that severed my optic nerve.
Ooh. So, are you total, I guess?
Yeah. Yep. When I was 11, I had 10 operations. And I guess after one of the operations, I had lost my sight. But, I'll take that. I'm still here. So that's all that counts.
No, totally agree. Totally agree. All right. Well, we'll be jumping back and forth. Mr. Alex Barrera, let's get you in here. What's your background in beat baseball?
Yeah, I joined the team back in 2008. My vision was changing at the time, and I wanted to be involved with a competitive sport. And one of the types of sports that came up in my research, just looking online, was the Long Island Bombers, a local team. And I called in and got involved, and I've been part of the team ever since 2008.
So were you like sighted and started losing your
Yeah,
vision? Or
correct. Correct. Yeah. So it's more as far as baseball. I really didn't have a baseball background. I just played part of the, when you're in school, part of gym class, you participate in different sports. But I didn't have a baseball background prior to joining the Bombers.
Any other sports, or just kind of like baseball? You just did it at school or whatever?
Well, the other sports I did that were organized was wrestling and track.
All right.
Yeah.
So you did have an athletic background.
I had an athletic background.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wrestling,
Hey,
wrestling is a hard sport. What did you wrestle? What weight class were you?
Well, at the time I was 152.
Okay, so you had to suck weight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
A dedicated man.
And I'm here from the Bombers. Also.
Braulio Thorne has joined us.
Yes.
I want to say it right. First name Braulio, last name Thorne. When I was practicing that earlier, hoping you were going to join us, it sounded like I was saying Brawley space Thorne. So Braulio Thorne.
Yes.
So Braulio, I don't know if I went back when I was playing, if we actually met, but I can remember your name. You've been around the Bombers for a long time, right? From the beginning?
From the beginning also.
So give us a little more of your background. Like, how did you find the Bombers? What's your athletic background?
Well, when you finish with it, I just wanted to let you all know that I'm here. If you're finished with Alex, then I'll proceed.
We're kind of, you came in at a perfect time. We just did the same thing with Ted and Alex.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to we kind of bounce around, and then after we get some individual stuff, we'll get the team background.
All right, beautiful. Well, I've been playing beat baseball since 1979. I was introduced to it, but 1979 was my first time ever seeing a beat baseball. Touched it, played around with it. Played for a few years just with friends and stuff like that. Then I played in 1985, 84 with a team. I don't even remember the team's name, but we had a great time. But I had to go back to school and all that stuff, so I stopped. Not really stopped. I just didn't do it organized on an organized team.
Yeah.
Until I joined the Long Island Bombers, which made me a happy man. Back on the field when I had time. No classes, working, doing whatever, and and I love baseball. I've been doing that since I'm a child. So being able to do it at this extent is something beautiful.
Did you have eyesight as a child?
Yes. As I grew up, I lost it, but I'm still here.
Who did you in '79? Who introduced you to beatball? Or that's way back in the early days of
I was gonna bring that up too, because so few people now can talk about beat baseball in 1979. So,
well, I'm going to tell you that when I was introduced to it, it was by a couple of fellows. A guy named Steve. It wasn't Steve Guerra. It was another guy, Steve. I can't remember his last name.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Peck?
He lived. No, it wasn't Steve Peck. It was another guy, another Steve. He used to. I think he had family on Long Island, but he lived in Brooklyn. So he introduced me to the game, and he said, "There's a game for blind people playing baseball." I said, "What? What do you mean baseball for the blind?" All right. So
I heard about beat baseball like 2 or 3 years after losing my sight. That was my response too. I was like, that's stupid. It took me 3-4 more years before I pulled my head out of my backside. But go ahead.
Yeah, man, it was beautiful, and then I was able to meet a lot of people who was doing it, but at the time, as I said, I was really involved in school and all the other stuff, so I really didn't join anyone officially.
Right.
And I knew Don Fapiano and all the other guys, Steve Guerra and Wendy and Jim.
I remember Jim.
Yeah, Jim Hughes.
Yeah.
All those guys, they used to play before with a team way back then. And then the Babylon Beepers, I think, or something like that. Anyway, so it
I
was
like
great.
that name.
Great that I found the Long Island Bombers, and I've been with them since. And as long as I can move, we're gonna still groove.
There you go. There you go. Before actually we dive more into the team, I want to make another sweep three and talk about your like beep ball. You guys individually beep ball. So we'll go back to you, Ted. Start with you. What's your thing on the beep baseball field? What position are you most comfortable playing? What kind of hitter are you? All that good stuff.
Well, right now I'm retired, running the organization.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. But I played deep three.
I don't like to talk zones so much because all the teams do different things, and not everybody listening is a player. So like three, like right field, left field, center field.
Center field.
All right, deep center field. I like that. Talk about the transition into like managing from. So and let me, I guess, kind of a two-parter because the Bombers were away for a long time and back in action again. Well, not a long time, I guess, but they're missed some years or whatever. So like, were you a part in getting the team back, and what's the transition of being more of a coach like?
Well, from the beginning, I was a player, but I always ran and coordinated the organization.
Okay.
From a fundraising perspective and also recruiting volunteers and players.
I got you.
Now I don't play. I just do, the organization, setting up, the tournaments, still recruiting people and volunteers, as you know, which is a hard job to do. But no, the Bombers have been around. There is just sometimes that we didn't participate in the World Series,
right,
or tournaments. But basically maybe because we didn't have the enough players to attend. But we've always been active and playing.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying that, I was realizing like I was kind of in transition to try to back it up a little bit because I realized, you guys were still a team and just didn't make all the World Series, and we've done, like Seth and I experienced that, so we understand that. Alex, go ahead.
From the beginning, when we first started, the World Series was not our main mission. It was to play games against corporations, municipalities, organizations, to educate the public what it was like to be visually impaired or blind. The World Series, I would say maybe 10 years into the team, then became the main priority. I guess everybody wanted to be more competitive. Didn't really know a lot about the World Series back then, but right now, we're in fact going back the old way. I mean, still going to do the tournaments and World Series, but we are going to start to go out there and play, do demos at schools, organizations to educate the public. I mean, that's something that I really enjoy. Being able to give back and educating people what it's like to be visually impaired.
Listen, doing outreach on behalf of, I mean, in some ways that's the same thing Seth and I are doing with this show, doing outreach for the sport just to do it, man. I'll applaud that every time. So good for you guys. Alex, let's bring you in and talk about you on the field. Like where do you like to play? What are your strengths and weaknesses in the game?
I play on the right field.
Should I ask you a question? Have you ever played with another team, Alex? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I played with a few teams. I played with Fire City Heat.
We played together.
That's funny.
I'm like, man, that name, Alex Barrera, and the voice just is like, man, I know this. We played together at, God, where were we? Like 2018, 2019? Bam Bam.
Yeah, buddy. You're Bam Bam?
Yeah,
that's Bam Bam.
Bam.
Did you know?
All right, see,
Did
when
you not
say
hear me
the-
introduce him at the beginning of the show?
No, I might have been off.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wow. See,
Yeah,
I
you
go by
know,
Bam Bam. I don't go by. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
Yeah.
now we're on the same page here. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we were talking about Brazilian I don't want to say.
Yeah, the martial arts. Yeah, but your
Yeah,
father. I know all that.
yeah. My parents are
No, I
like, they
got
watch
you,
the
Ben.
show
Yeah,
all the
Bam Bam.
time.
I got you. I just. Yeah, I didn't
So
recognize your
funny.
voice. Or,
Okay,
once you tell me your baseball name, now we're good. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
how's your
okay.
father doing, by the
Oh,
way?
good. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you weren't around because you had to take your son to college and all that.
Yeah.
I got you, Bam Bam. All right.
Oh,
Sorry about that. I didn't
good.
recognize you.
two more after that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So what do you like to do on the beat ball field, Alex? What's your
Well,
strength?
you know what? Now that I'm just curious here now. Bam Bam.
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask you that question. What do you think my strengths are now that we played together? Make this a little bit interesting.
Man, you know what? The biggest problem with me in my last years of beat ball, man, is when I went to beat ball, man, I was still all about my family doing those things, man. I don't even remember where we played together. I don't even remember what tournament it was, man. So I don't know how.
Yeah.
You should have made up something though.
About that.
I remember you being fast, Alex.
Yeah,
Come on,
right,
make something up, dude.
I can't necessarily remember. I believe you hit for us. I'm sure you hit for us. You were like a DH and stuff for us at times, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay,
that's primary.
Okay.
So I play
yeah.
right field. Sometimes I get switched up to center field. Hitting is really what
Right.
I'm better at.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's
big
DH a lot.
guy. He's a big strong guy.
All right. Well, cool. All right, Braulio. What about you, man? What's your thing on the beat ball field?
Well, I've had the opportunity to play mostly everywhere because I fill in wherever they need me because we didn't have many players. So that gave me the opportunity to play a lot of positions. But center field was one of my things. Romer. And I really played all parts of the game. You know, I really made myself available to do a lot of stuff because I knew, you're running out of time. I wasn't 22. I was pretty young, but since I had baseball experience, regular baseball, it made it a bit easier. But when I first started playing beat ball, I was trying to use the baseball skills, but it really doesn't transfer exactly
Right.
to beat ball.
Right.
So I had to learn. And thanks to, we had some great volunteers then, Sue and others, and James Sorrentino, they were able to correct some of the stuff that I was trying to still do as a baseball player. And it really made me more efficient. So playing center field, shortstop, wherever they put me, I try to do my best. And Ted and I, we had a good thing going when we started. I mean, Ted, myself, we really communicated well.
Both playing in the outfield together?
Yeah, if he played, I played behind him, or he played, we really had a good communication.
Right.
I did right field and left field, wherever. So it really helped me.
Two things to you. One, as far as like you playing all over the field, like I feel like every like whether it's regular baseball, this is one thing it does translate, whether it's regular baseball or beat baseball, softball, you need players that can do that. Utility, it's a utility player in baseball or softball, like someone who can move around, and because players get hurt, players get tired, whatever, need breaks. So Not everybody can transition from infield, outfield, left to right, whatever. So every team needs that type of player. They're like glue players that help just kind of settle things when things are out of sorts. But as far as like when you're running out of time, whatever. I mean, Marvin Morgan, not at 61 years old this year, made the offensive all-star team. So,
Well,
we had a defensive all-star at 57 years old. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
man, just keep trucking, dude. Keep trucking.
I'm 62, my friend.
All right, so go top Marvin Morgan. Go top him.
Well, that's what all in due faith and do well for everyone. They have different skill levels and talent and opportunities. And if it's so be it, I will be somewhere there. I just want to be consistent and do what I have to do to help the team.
Yeah.
Stardom is not my thing, but if it comes through, I will take it.
All right, well, let's talk about the team then, but to kind of wrap things up, the Long Island Bombers were a team that I think surprised some folks this past summer. And the game, don't mean to bring this up in front of Seth, might upset him, but the game I remember surprising a lot of people is when you guys defeated the Bayou City Heat at the World Series. It's like, wow, Long Island came to play. So, Talk about the success of it this last season and where you guys are looking going into 2022. We'll start with you, Coach. Ted.
Well, I wasn't part of the World Series. I didn't attend.
All right. Oh, all right. I assume Braulio, Alex, one of you or both of you were with the team.
Yeah,
Yes. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, that was a very exciting game for us, winning that game. And as you said, I think we exceeded our expectations in our placement with the World Series. And that's definitely a game that's going down in our conversation when we get older, and winning that game, because it was that exciting for us.
Braulio, man. Sorry, go ahead.
As for me, I'm going to say this. Every time we go to the World Series, we go with knowing that we have a job to do. And every time we go there, we already have won. All of us are winners going out there and doing this game, not being modest. I'm just trying to make it understandable. All of us don't have the opportunity to have some of the players that other teams have, and we try to stay using the people that's in our area.
Right.
So other teams go out and build a superstar team. We could do that. We work with what we have because that's what's around us. And thanks to Ted and everyone, we are trying. But this year, we really played much better after being, not doing so a few years back. And with the work that we put in and the amount of time and the trouble that we had recruiting, rain out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so elated with the job we did, and thank the coaches, thank everyone, the players, everyone we pulled together. And in the rough games, I mean, we could have won maybe one or two more games, but when you get certain age, man, this happens, your leg hurts, your this, that. No excuses. Listen, no excuses, because we don't need any. We played, hurt, and all that stuff.
Also, one of the interesting things about our team, we practice all summer without our pitcher because James lives in North Carolina. So he only comes to the tournaments. So from a batting perspective, I mean, we hit off of other people, but it's, as you know, it's nothing like having your everyday pitcher in a tournament.
No, Seth and I can totally relate to that. Like I mean, that's why the West Coast Dogs became the defensive team that we did was because we're in transition with pitchers, and then we also had a pitcher from North Carolina, then later one from Oklahoma. So you know what I mean? We know exactly what you're talking about, and to stay focused and to stay at it. Like there are a lot of teams. If they don't have a pitcher in place, locked up, they just don't consider themselves to have a team. So, and
they won't even compete.
Yeah, they won't go at it. So, man, I applaud you for, knowing that you just have to stick to the nuts and bolts and do what you can when you can and put it all together as best you can. Sometimes that's the only choice you have.
It's always good to go with the homegrown squads, I think.
Yeah, we try
it's more fun. I mean, in the end, you might not get the championships or whatever, but having that group of people that you practice with all year and then go to the tournament, it's a different experience, and I think it's on one level it is more fun, to have that team always around you.
It really makes you feel like you did something, like you really, made it somewhere. And something, other people look at it sometimes as, you're really not trying. No, it's not that we're not trying. We have to work with what we have. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't really cover the sun with one finger, man.
Nope.
I'm saying this all tongue in cheek to have fun with you guys, but I like that you tell us that you're all local, you're keeping it local, but your pitcher's from North Carolina. Where's your local pitcher?
well,
I'm teasing.
Our pitcher just moves. He lived here.
Oh, okay. He was your pitcher already.
No, he was. No, he lived here all his life.
All right, you win.
Since he moved away, we still keep him. And
all right,
we're working with a new pitcher, which is a great young man.
Egg on my face.
He's not only our pitcher, but he's a very important volunteer.
Yeah.
He knows the game. He knows the game inside and outside, and that's important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When it comes to safety, our pitcher is really a person that, hey, he rather the ball gets out of hand or whatever, instead of telling you stop. Get out the way or whatever. He doesn't mind because his eyes always on the field. And that's an important thing, to keep safety between the players. Hey, accidents do happen, but when it comes to working with people, that's the man right there.
I want to ask you, because your team participated in the Beast of the East tournament, which actually was 2 tournaments, but our Seth and I, our longtime friend Alvin Suarez, played a little bit with you guys. Did he bring your team down? Did he do anything to embarrass you guys out on the field?
I wasn't there.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Try to avoid that.
You didn't get out on the field yet, or he didn't embarrass you yet?
No, he's working on it.
Fair enough. So did the success of the 2021 season, has that kind of given you guys a launch pad for going into 2022? Because I'm out on your Facebook page, you guys are out practicing, doing stuff now. I noticed. So as the 2021 success giving you a little springboard jumping into 2022?
Yeah, I think that the team is really motivated this year. We started early. We're going to indoor batting facilities. This Saturday will be the 3rd week in a row. We're trying to recruit some new volunteers, a couple of new players, and work on, defense, because, you lose a lot of games because of defense, giving up those runs.
Absolutely.
One step here or there.
Yeah.
But, I would say yes to your question. We're motivated. We're ready to roll.
Alex, how does it work with you not having this last year at the World Series with your pitcher not being there, you being more of a hitter? How did that work? Did you guys just pick up as normal, or did it take you a little while? Was it a transition period, or Did you guys finally get hot at some point, or was it always kind of consistent?
With the picture that
we
had with James'
the World
experience,
Series.
with his experience and the way all the experience he has, I mean, we just started where we left off with him. It doesn't take him too long to start hitting backs.
You guys have all been together for a long time. How long has he been in North Carolina? Like, how long's that been the situation for your team?
I would say about 6 or 8 years, maybe.
Oh, okay. So it going into it this year, it wasn't anything new. Like you guys, he knows how to prepare for it. You guys know what to look for at this point.
Right.
Man, Seth's question threw me off. I had a question for you guys, and it slipped my head. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Alex.
Yeah, I would like to say whatever audience this reaches to, if anybody knows of anybody in the Long Island area or New York area, hey, feel free to contact us. We're building up the team, and it's a great sport. This is a great team that we're involved with, the Long Island Bombers. So feel free to contact us anytime you want.
Yeah, absolutely. The Long Island Bombers have a Facebook page. So all of our beat baseball family should be following that. I like to try to follow all the teams. If I'm not following your team, reach out to me. I love to follow all the teams. Best way to reach out and get all of you on the show.
How many players do you guys have right now? Like, do you guys need players, or are you guys good with players just trying to bring more in and, more variety?
Yeah, we're just trying to bring more players in.
All right.
Hey, Ted, I remember my question because I read this on your Facebook page talking about it. About the page reminded me. So somewhere on there, whoever does the writing on there mentioned that I'm used to teams having winter practices indoors, but I've always just heard of offensive practices. But I read on your page you guys are practicing defense indoors. What are you guys doing indoors defensively?
Because it's a batting cage, but it has an indoor field.
Oh, I assume it's still like a turf, like a synthetic turf or something.
Right.
So, I mean, is that what's that like practicing on that? Is it quite a bit different?
Well, I'll let Braulio and because I don't play, so I'm not out there.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you don't care if they're on concrete.
Yeah.
Get down. Don't be a baby. Get down on the ball.
Yeah.
The thing about that, it gives you the opportunity to really listen to the ball. You might not do exactly everything that you might do on a field outdoors,
Right?
But it helps you because the ball gets to you much faster.
Oh yeah.
It is. Let me tell you, it's AstroTurf or whatever they call that damn thing, synthetic. And let me tell you, if you don't go down right, you will get burns. There are things that could happen. But one thing I'm going to tell you that it does, we try to do with different balls and with other people around there are some type of noise. Right. So you really have to concentrate on the ball.
Right.
The bounce. I mean, there are true bounces. That's one good. When it bounces, it's not turning left or right. It's bouncing over you or whatever. So we learn to say over, left, right. Those are the things that really helps us and don't run back and stuff like that. So it helps in discipline.
In the end, even if it's not exactly the same, any time that you're out doing some ear training or just working on communication, like you're saying, as balls are bouncing by you or whatever, like any little bit's going to help. It's better than sitting at home doing nothing for the whole winter. So, man, good for you guys.
One time when we had a place, we used to go to the rec center. The place was so small, and auditorium was probably bigger. But just for us to get practice, I remember they used to stand on the stage and roll the ball to us. And, it was, you line up all the way in the back, so you have to stop it before it gets to the wall, all different type of things. But thank God we found a place that worked. They gave us the opportunity to really do what we are doing now, and hopefully, and it's going to pan out better for us at the end. Now we have to put it on the field, and that's it.
All right.
You guys were practicing on the stage in an auditorium?
No. When we first started, there was a place at Rockville Center, and it is like an auditorium, but it had a stage, and the place wasn't that big, so some of the volunteers used to sit on the stage and just roll the ball to us.
Gotcha.
It was just an open room. It had a stage, no seating, cement floor, cement walls.
Chuck, let me tell you, bro.
Just saying all that cement, I can hear the echo now.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That's why my knee is killing me right now.
And mine is almost done.
That's New York strong right there.
Yeah, right. I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, dang, fellas, I don't have anything else for you. I don't know. Seth does. Seth,
I got one thing for you.
sure.
I know the show is all about beat baseball, but one of the things that we do really well, and it's been very successful since the beginning of the Bombers, is we've created opportunities for all our players to be able to communicate with each other. A lot of them are friends. A lot of them do things socially. And it's really nice to watch beat baseball, to be the vehicle that gives this opportunity to people who are blind and visually impaired. I mean, we've helped a lot of players in their everyday life, getting jobs, socializing with other people, and it's all because of the beat baseball team.
Yeah, well said. I mean, that's a common thread on this show when we have different teams. I mean, Seth and I have our own stories of all the things we've gained from not just the sport but the tournament, and just like the experience of the living through the tournament or whatever. But almost every team that comes on has some like version of that same kind of message. So, well put. I love this sport. I thank it for a lot of parts of my life. So, including the idiot I do this show with.
And
So.
you were just talking about Frank Porter and all, Come on, man. Come on, man. I like Frank. Come on.
Nice transition.
What's up, Alex? You don't want to go back to the rebuilding Bayou City Heat, Alex? You're not doing that. You're not.
We're not letting him go. Don't even ask him.
This is the second time he has tried to swipe players for the
No. He's right here. As long as we have this where he's at.
What I would like to
talk
say
for
is
himself,
that you guys spoke about Marvin earlier, and I remember Marvin when he first came in his first season, playing with the New Jersey team, and throughout the years he's a friend. And he mentioned what he was planning to do to become better as a player. And now I didn't even know that he had won an award for his athleticism. So it's just an example with all the determination and the hard work that you could put in and still accomplish your goals, despite whatever age bracket you may be in. So shout out to Marvin. I'm very happy to hear that from him.
Yeah, he again at 61 years old this past summer made the offensive all-star team. So
that's great.
And he, I guess we could talk about it now because Demo finally, after we've been sitting on it for like a month, broke the news that Marvin Morgan's one of the players that is now joining the Bayou City Heat. So Marvin Morgan and my boy Mike Coughlin. And Randy George, is that the third one, right?
So I saw that.
Yeah, are all going to the Bayou City Heat, along with I assume, are they still the Bayou City Heat, or are they the Bayou City Warriors, Aztec Heat? No idea.
I got
whatever they are, some kind of heat.
The question I got for you, Bam Bam, is what team are you going to be on?
Oh
And if
man,
you're
you know
playing
what?
this
I can
upcoming
tell
season.
you, it was so nice sitting here in front of my computer watching beat ball last August with no heat, coffee whenever I wanted it, all that stuff. I can't imagine I will ever play on another beat ball team again. Ever.
However, Alex, his son looks to be, he's already a great spotter and looks to be a good pitcher. So never say never.
Yes, you never know. If my kids want to be volunteers and participate, then of course I will go. Hell, shit. I'm sorry. You know, if things don't work out necessarily next summer for college football plans, you never know. Trajan and I might be there, but otherwise, you know, many years from now, Alex, you'll be retired by the time I come back. I'm going to join Jerry and Patrick's.
Yeah. And was it Dean Charles? What was your father's name?
My dad is Joel.
Joel. I was completely off. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what though? I kind of like the name Dean Charles. I might call him that going forward.
Dean Joel. Dean Joel. All right.
Joel. Just Joel.
Indeed. You know, I mean, you know, my dad knows all. You know, my dad knows a million things about all the topics. So I remember you guys having many conversations. God, I don't know where Iowa, perhaps. I don't know where we were. But I just remember there was an outside spot that people could congregate at and hang out. But that's all I remember.
Seth's parents are loyal viewers of the show, so I'm sure they appreciate your shout out, Alex. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much, Long Island Bombers. Thanks to John. Is that John Patterson that hooked you guys up with me? John somebody? I didn't get the last.
That's John Gilroy.
John Gilroy. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was John Patterson. But John Gilroy, I just knew him as John. I added the last name. I was made an assumption.
Just made it up. He just pulled it out.
I think John Patterson had reached out to me about getting more teams on the show, and I thought he was related to the Bombers somehow. I don't know why that is. But now that I talk about it more and bore all the audience, I think he's with the Iowa Reapers. So I messed all that up. But thanks to John Gilroy, you said his name is?
Yes. Yeah, John Gilroy is on our team,
Yeah, thanks to John. He's who I believe got back to me and set you guys up for this. So I appreciate all that. We had fun getting to know more about the Bombers, so I appreciate you guys. Now, I wish you luck going into next year.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
All right. So thank you to Frank Porter for doing what he always does behind the scenes. And be well, Frank. You were thinking about you. Thank you, Seth Doggy. And thank you, everybody, for checking it out. We will see you next week. Good night, Mama Zilla, and good night, Aunt Cindy.